Good afternoon. Great resolve by our guys. Great team win. We really challenged the guys at halftime and knew we could play better, both sides of the ball. Knew we could finish a little bit better, both sides of the ball, a block, a tackle, a throw, a run, a play on the ball, all those things. And we just needed to have some good things happen. And luckily we were able to get some things going late in the third quarter. They go up, I don't know what, I think they were up 21 or something. But then we have the big play to deuce, and it kind of sparked our sideline. And then we were finally able to – it's a great offense. I knew the quarterback was an exceptionally good player. We had to keep trying to pressure him to try to get him off schedule and stuff. And, we really thought if we could get those guys off the field once we had a chance to block a punt, we were only going to get one shot at it, but we thought we could get a block, and we were going to come after it. And it was the right time. We were able to get the block and just kind of went back and forth. But guys made some plays in the second half, and it's one game. That's all it is. And it's a great win and all those things and stuff, but it's just one win. And unfortunately, we're just 2 games into the season, or fortunately, I should say, and I'm excited to get into a routine now.
Okay, we'll get started with Derek Young.
Yeah, Coach, I know you said that you have more games to play, but how satisfying is this one for you after everything you guys kind of went through in the offseason with the disruptions and distractions and then the adversity from the loss in week 1?
It's never going to be just about me. It's about all of us, our staff and our team. So for all of us, with the things that we've gone through for a long time, and obviously since the first time we played that 2-week stretch, with some of the conversations we've had with our guys and stuff, and leadership showed this past week, obviously showed today, and excited for everybody involved with K-State football.
And Coach, I know it was kind of out of necessity and some personnel stuff, but Echo Boydo got his first real meaningful playing time today. Did he earn more playing time for the future regardless of the circumstances?
I believe so. We'll see the film, but I was excited for Echo's opportunity to play a bunch. I was excited for Justin Gardner's opportunity to play a bunch, and knock on wood, because who knows who's going to be available next week, And that's kind of what everybody has to realize on our team and across college football is, this is a great win and stuff. Okay, now we got to go back on Monday and see who's available and get those guys ready to play, whoever that is. And I hate to say that, and you guys don't want to hear that, but that's unfortunately the reality we're living in.
Thanks, Chris.
Let's go next to John Kurtz.
Yeah, Chris, what to you was the most impressive part of Skyler's game today, and what he did for you guys off the play?
The fact that we weren't having success rushing the football because those guys were just teeing off on us and running a lot of run blitzes. So he knew he was going to have to throw the ball for us to win. We had to throw it out of a lot of different formations, from max protecting to empty sets, and he knew he was going to take some shots because they were bringing pressure, and he just hung in there. And there's something about this guy, and when people kind of want to count him out, that he makes plays, and he knows how I feel about him. He knows I love him, and he showed up big time today and was a warrior and threw the ball really well.
I know this is a question that basically could have been asked after week 1, too, and we pretty much asked you. Are you surprised at this point just how good Deuce Vaughn has been, how much of a weapon he is for you guys already?
No. I see it every day in practice. You watch Eli Sullivan, and everybody knows Eli Sullivan's a really good linebacker. You watch Eli Sullivan try to cover that kid in space like their 2 guys tried to on his 80-yard play or 70-yard play. He's so quick, he's so shifty, and he's a much stronger lower body guy as running than people would give him credit for. He's got great strength, obviously really good hands, and I'm glad he's on our squad.
Thanks, Chris.
Kellis?
Hey, Chris, what would you say you're most proud of with the way the defense played today, just given that that's where most of your player absences were?
Well, we bailed ourselves out in that first half when we weren't moving the ball offensively, and they were kind of moving it at will. I think we were able to get a couple of big interceptions to stop some drives there, which gave us some life until we were able to get some things rolling, I think, offensively. And then in the second half, when the game started to get a lot tighter, our coverage became better, our rush became better. And so the thing that I'm proud of is they had some resolve in that first half when we could have gotten blown out, and then our conditioning really came into play. I thought our guys up front, we rotated a bunch of guys. Thought our guys in the secondary and linebackers covered well. And I just thought that fourth quarter we played really good football.
Maybe it's hard to pinpoint, but what to you was the turning point that kind of opened the floodgates for the offense? Because you had 7 points, and then all of a sudden the second half, 4 straight touchdown drives and a field goal drive to win the game. What changed?
We were starting to catch make some of those plays in the passing game, some of the shots downfield and 50-50 balls, and then obviously getting the play to Deuce gave us some life, big play, get it down to the 1. They come right back down and score, and then they cut Keon Mosey loose, just like we cut a guy loose. It's hard when you get quarterbacks that can scramble and look downfield and keep their eyes downfield, as both Rattler and Skyler can. You can't cut people loose, and we did it, and they obviously did it as well, and Keon had a big play. And so we were answering their long drives, or quick drives, I should say, with big plays. And so it just kept giving us life and kept getting us, hey, if we could keep it within 2 scores, if we could ever get it down to 1 score and get a stop, we had a chance.
Let's go next to Arnie.
When you got what was the tying touchdown, you lined up to go for 2, but you took the delay. Were you trying to draw them, or was that the plan
No.
there to go for it all the way?
No, on the road, we were a gassed, tired football team, even though they were as well. I was showing how much trust and love I have in the guys. We were going to go for 2, get up by a point, and stop them on defense and try to end the game. And we had some confusion with how we called the play, and so we didn't get it off. And so then I wasn't going to do it from the 7. Let's tie it up and let our defense try to get a stop, which they were able to. By the way, big kick by Blake after that, then 50-yarder. That was huge. And Blake, I'm so happy for him to be able to come in and bang I asked him what his distance was. He said 52. I don't know, but it looked like it could have been good from 60.
Let's go next to Karen.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Great win. I got to ask you, the second half, it wasn't just adjusting to Oklahoma. You said you challenged the guys at halftime, but what was that speech about? Because this was a team that started to dominate and had a different purpose than the first half. Is it just that you reminded them of last year, or what they could do? I mean, what was that speech that suddenly lit a fire under them?
More in the fact of one play at a time. Dominate your job 1 play at a time. Don't worry about the previous play. And we had that happen to us a little bit in the first half, where something happened and we thought about that play, and then we ended up giving up another play, and forget about that previous play and just dominate 1 play at a time. And I asked the guys, are we good enough to be on the field? Are we good enough to play with these guys and beat them? And they all said yes. They said, even though we're down at half, yeah, we feel we're good enough. And I said, then let's show it 1 play at a time. We're not going to score every play. We're not going to stop them every play. But 1 play at a time, do your job. And if we do that, guys, and get this game in the fourth quarter, I like our chances, because we've been in a lot of 4-quarter games.
And AJ Parker, I mean, how does a guy, I mean, that kind of talent, that kind of speed, I mean, is that what you see in practice all the time from him?
You're talking on the block
Blocking
punt?
the punt? Yep.
He's got a really good knack for that in blocking a punt. And so we had a good design scheme that we felt like if we could ever get him to punt, we couldn't ever get him to punt early on, that we had a chance to block it. And luckily, I think that was in the fourth quarter when we did make that block. And, and there's another great example. AJ Parker, because of all the losses we had in the secondary this week, we moved him inside to nickel and played brand new kids at corner. We moved Jerron McPherson, that's usually a free safety, because of Wayne's injury. And Wayne was able to play a little bit, but we knew Wayne wasn't going to be able to go the distance. We moved Jerron another spot. We moved Will Jones. We moved everybody in the secondary to a different position, and had 3 days to practice that. And was it perfect? No. Sometimes it was really, really bad in the first half, but they kept getting better. They kept learning. They kept listening. They kept trusting what the coverages were and trusting what their eyes were. And we ended up playing really well in the second half as a secondary.
Thank you.
Okay, we got 5 left. Let's try to go through those real quick, starting with Max Olson.
Hey, Coach, at what point in this week did you feel like you guys were definitely playing this game?
Friday.
And what was that process like over the last, you mentioned it, those last 3 days of just getting your DBs ready for obviously, the kind of offense that's going to challenge you in every way?
Yeah, a lot of short meetings, walkthroughs, sending them things that they can look at on their iPad because you can only meet with them so many hours, and just trying to have the older guys talk to them and just try to show them as many things as we can. There's so much to this offense. You can't show them everything or you're going to defend nothing. So we tried to show them some of their base stuff and their best things. And like I said, it wasn't perfect, but I know that they improved throughout the game. That's what I was trying to see with all those new kids. Did they show me fight for 4 quarters? And that was obviously answered as a yes.
Thanks.
Glenn?
Hey, Coach, when was it in the game? Obviously, you're trying to stay hopeful the whole time. Was there ever a time when you felt like, holy cow, we're actually in this game, we got a chance to beat these guys, and you felt like the guys really woke up and realized that they were right there?
I don't look at the game like that at all. As far as I just kind of you never think you're in it. You never think you got the game won. You never know if you're out of it. I know that may be cliche, but we just don't think like that. We just keep grinding away, play after play, and let's see where we're at a specific time. And lo and behold, we were at 28-14 after a score. And even though they went down and went 35-14, I thought if we could score quickly enough, we could get back in it. We were able to score really quickly. And our guys kept saying, man, they're not stopping us right now. And then slowly some of those stops became big. We got a big 4th down stop on defense, huge 4th down stop, which is a turnover. And then you throw the fact that I think they threw 3 picks. There's 3 more turnovers. And we had a fumble. Jerron McPherson, a big play. Did we turn the ball over today? I don't think so. So, yeah, I think we're 4 plus 4 in the turnover plus a 4th down stop.
Thanks, Coach.
Ryan Black?
Hey, Chris, you touched on it a little bit in a separate answer. It wasn't specifically about him, but just how big was it for Blake to make that kick? Because that opener was really the first time in his entire K-State career that he had ever really struggled in a game. So to come here and kick the game-winning field goal, and it has to do a lot for his confidence.
It does, but Blake is a pretty cool cat, as most of you guys that know him is. He doesn't really show his emotions on his sleeve, and I wasn't worried about is Blake going to be okay, just because I've been around him enough and so appreciate him as a person and trust him. And obviously showed that today with asking him what his range was, because we wanted to score a touchdown, but we didn't, and so we were able to bang the field goal in.
Michael Goins?
Yeah, Chris, in what ways have you continued to show confidence that you have confidence in the offense's big play capabilities?
I'm sorry, your question again?
In what ways have you continued to show confidence in the offense's big play capabilities?
The fact that we have a number of guys that can make big plays. We have a number of running backs that can, and we were down Harry today. We have a number of receivers. Bradley Moore, I think, is a really, really special player. So we have a lot of guys that can make plays, and I know our coaches and our quarterback obviously know that just give us some time. There's a bunch of guys that can do some things with the ball.
Okay, let's finish up with Adam Rittenberg. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, Chris, you won a lot of big games in your career, but just the unusual circumstances around this year and like you said, not knowing the game is going to be played till yesterday. Where does this one rate for you in terms of big wins in your career? Pretty big right now.
It's pretty big right now. There's no question about that. It's a big win with the circumstances that we faced and some of the adversity that our guys have gone through, and excited that that we fought for 4 quarters. And I trust those guys. I believe in them. And that's the biggest thing, is they need to believe in themselves, because we as coaches believe in these guys. That's why they're here. And they know we love them. They know that we want to give them opportunities, and they made the most of it today.
All right, Coach. Thank you.